This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Tauros the Mighty?
No.
It's not a story the Gen 1ers would tell you. But it is one I will tell you. Who is this dapper-looking gentleman over here, I hear you ask? Tauros is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. His design is based off the mythical Minotaur, who itself was based off a bull, something that Tauros shares a lot of similarities with as well. Now, in the actual game, you may, surprisingly, overlook a Pokemon whose design process involved sticking 2 extra tails on it and saying, "Job's a good'un." But if you're more of a competitive type, a true Pokemon master, you'll find this bull over here rather appealing. Because Tauros is an absolute unit. It's fast as hell, brutally strong, and because we're talking about a game held together with thoughts and prayers, the bull, this physical looking Pokemon, learns a lot of special moves. Let me give you an example. Aerodactyl cannot learn Rock Slide or Earthquake. Tauros can learn Blizzard, Thunderbolt, and Fire Blast. Man, I hate walking through a field and I just see a bull off in the distance and I know for a fact it's gonna call the power of Zeus upon me. Let me make this clear. If you want to win a Pokemon battle in Generation 1, like let's say there's a prize, there's a juicy prize, like an ability to make Wondershare Uniconverter not take 20 years to analyze a video, it's a video! F***ing hell, what do you need to know? Then you use Tauros. I'm not saying it like, oh, this is a good Pokemon to have. No, you need to use it. That's how good it is. Why though? Well, I'll expand. Keep in mind though, there are a lot of people that can go into much more detail than me. This is just a very basic overview. Firstly, its attack is good on both sides of the spectrum. Base 100 physical and 70 special is not too shabby, especially in the early gens. You're hitting just about everything for decent damage with Body Slam, and your Blizzard always 2-shots the rock type right on, unless it misses, but bringing up the fact Blizzard can miss in Gen 1 will get you executed. Basically, Tauros is always at least chipping away at an opponent, scaring them away, or outright erasing them from existence with a Hyper Beam. Nice segue, Joe. The moves Tauros has are pretty cool. Body Slam spreads paralysis and gives it consistent damage thanks to Stab. Hyper Beam just... And because of a quirky Gen 1ism, Hyper Beam doesn't need to recharge if it KOs an opponent. Oh, that's so cool. I really hope that lasts into later generations where Hyper Beam is completely useless. And as mentioned before, coverage moves. Blizzard for Rhydon and flying types, and Earthquake for the dead thing. Given, you know, normal type attacks can't hit ghosts, and that is the one and only downside of the normal type in Generation 1. Nice segue, Joe. Normal type might be the best example of going based to cringe as the generations went along. We're still in the based chapter of the anime series though. Its one weakness, fighting, it just doesn't, but, you know, I'm sure if you're new to Generation 1 competitive, I'm certain you can make it work. Go for it, champ. Big strong man should be good against normal. Normal is also resisted by rock, but guess who the only real rock type in OU is, and what their second type is? Benefits of the normal type. Stab damage on Body Slam and Hyper Beam, meaning they hit even harder. You can't be paralyzed by your opponent's Body Slam because shut up, it's Generation 1. To be honest, in regards to the normal type, those are the only 2 positive things that need to be said because of how just incredibly important they are. Pretty quick segment there for Tauros. Nice. This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Now that's what I call a jump scare segue and I love it. Tauros in Generation 1 may be the cream of the crop, but you know what? A shark beats a bull every time unless it's on land, and that is why I use Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN allows you to stay safe while online, whether using public Wi-Fi or while at home. And staying safe is something that is becoming more and more necessary each and every day. By encrypting all data sent between your PC and the internet, Surfshark ensures that everything from hackers to big companies trying to scrape your data will be stopped. Oh, but that's not all. Hop on, because Surfshark have additional features that allow you to travel anywhere in the digital world. Sorry, Captain, I'm hopping overboard on this censorship. With Surfshark VPN at my side, I can go anywhere in the world and bypass all restrictions companies and countries set. To download Surfshark VPN and improve your security online, just use my link in the description, and if you use my link, you'll get 3 months free. Absolutely 100% free. And if for whatever reason you aren't happy with Surfshark, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's actually no risk at all in at least checking them out. This shark right here is incredible. It can help you in so many ways, and that is why you should download it. What are you waiting for? Download Surfshark VPN today and start protecting yourself within the digital space. Massive thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. Now, where was I? Oh yes! Segway, Joe! Speed! 110 speed puts Tauros as the, I'll Google what placement it's in later, fastest Pokemon in Generation 1. Not only does that mean if something switches in, you're more than likely going to be able to hit it twice, once on the switch and then once on the turn after. It also means because crit percentages are based off speed in Generation 1, Mr. Bully over here can crit you around 21% of the time, which is pretty good on top of being faster than a lot of Pokemon. Again, this means those Pokemon that could counter Tauros need to account for the fact they're going to be switching in and will be taking 2 hits. And those hits are probably going to hurt. And the worst thing is, you can't actually hurt Tauros that much in return, at least easily. I segue, Joe! While the bull's bulk is barely above average at a glance, in Generation 1, this is solid. You take hits not like a stone castle wall type, it's more like the 2nd level little wooden wall. You're not going to hold out forever, but you're going to do admirably. Also, you can just switch out after taking a little bit of damage from whatever was trying to kill you. All these facts turn the most generically crafted Pokemon who seems to have underwhelming stats into a bully of the OU tier. An undisputed king, the very best of his realm. Alright Gen 1 fans, this is where you go. You leave, because in a moment, Tauros is going to be stabbed, beaten up, and just hurt so dramatically, you'll be calling him a Red Bull.
Wings.
Generation Poo, I mean 2. Tauros went from the undisputed best Pokemon in OU to a Pokemon that exists in eternal limbo, also known as UUBL. Tauros essentially turned into Saddam Hussein in the 90s. Way too strong for the weaker lands around you, but as soon as you try to play with the big boys, oh, you get curb stomped by an Abrams tank. While Snorlax had the honor of being the most powerful OU Pokemon of all time, actually even surpassing Tauros itself, just simply because of the dominance it held in the aforementioned Gen 2, before fading out in a more dignified way as the generations continued, and Chansey and Blissey went on to be the most recognizable and long-lasting OU members. Tauros just got sent straight to the slaughter. Then the slaughterhouse was set on fire, then its ghost was trapped in Area 51, and then Area 51 was set on fire. And just moving away from competitive gameplay for a brief moment, let's address the bison in the room. It's been spoke about to death, yes, but why no evolution for our favourite bovine? Why can we not have an Eevee-Light Tauros? Imagine the power, a stupendously fast, hard-hitting, and now bulky normal type. It'd be like a mini Regigigas after it got out of its chair. Additionally, both of these Nuzlockes could have been a part of that glory as the evolved form. Maybe because it was an evolution as well, it would have better overall stats. But no. We can't have nice things because we live in a society where Raticate with guts can now hit harder than a Tauros. God damn it, I hate this timeline. But I bet now you're all asking, why? Why did it all go so wrong? Well, going back to where it all started, Generation 2, it was basically just a game being like, how can we cause this thing the most distress possible? Hyper Beam. Tauros' most powerful move was fixed/nerf, depending on which side of the law you're on, to always recharge after it's used, turning it from a Wonder Waffen into a practically worthless and totally worthless on Tauros gimmick. In essence, the bull lost its horns. The critical hit mechanic was changed so every Pokemon had a 12.5% of getting a crit, instead of it being calculated by speed. Yeah, Tauros is still incredibly fast, but that fastness had just lost a major benefit. New types and improvements to other types. Remember fighting? Remember Punching Man McGee? Yeah, he's back, and he can actually hit pretty hard this time. Ghosts? They're better now. Steel? Yet another normal resist. The Rock even got a slight improvement due to the introduction of a little-known Pokemon called Tyranitar. Oh, and that aforementioned Steel type that I just kind of glossed over. Yeah, it's actually the best type in the game. Get pranked, Tauros. So the bull was now dealing with things that could hurt it a lot more, or just ignore it a lot more, and force it to turn tail and run away a lot more. Meaning its tail was more exposed and got hit, I don't really care. Finally, and most importantly, the special split. In short, the special stat of Gen 1 was split into special attack and special defense. This means that Tauros had both 70 special attack and 70 special defense in Generation 1. And as mentioned before, that was pretty good. Tauros could handle any threat that needed a blizzard thrown in its direction. In Generation 2, Tauros' special defense kept that 70, and its special attack was 40. So all those incredible coverage options faded away, and Tauros was left with but one option, to fade away as well, as its last strength tying it to OU had been cut. And as alluded to, things didn't improve. Every game following the bull's introduction, it fell further down the well of mediocrity, trying to accomplish anything in OU, and eventually UU, and eventually RU, was a Sisyphean task. The reason here for its continuous decline is a lot simpler. It's the creeping of the power. Things got stronger, Tauros did not. Okay, you want an example of how degenerate things got? Venomoth. F***ing Venomoth. A bug type introduced in the first generation. A game where they gave the bugs 2 semi-decent bug type moves, slapped them on the worst bug Pokemon, and said good luck and have fun to the others. In Sun and Moon, the perfectly ultimate Great Moth was in RUBL, and if memory serves, it was actually also used in UU. Tauros was in PUBL. Imagine telling a person in Generation 1, yeah, that undisputed cream of the crop angry cow that can destroy your entire team if you're not prepared, it's going to be outclassed by an insect that you could kill with a small lamp. To be fair, this does show something. Moves matter. And while Tauros did get some, it never got enough to where it could rise up to UU or even back to OU. But it did allow it to stay relevant in lower tiers. Yes, the very lowest tiers, but it was still relevant. Nice segue, Joe. Tauros is still, honestly, all things considered, a good Pokemon in the right circumstances. I even used him in my ongoing torture experiments, beating Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon with only offensive moves and with hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Come and watch me have an aneurysm live if you're interested. The Bully was an incredible carry. With Intimidate, it could lower the attack of an opponent. That's something Tauros got relatively early, and it was a big reason why it just didn't completely drop off the face of the earth. And its solid stats cannot be overstated. Yeah, 110 attack and 100 speed is nothing compared to what it used to be in Generation 1, but it's enough to actually do quite a lot. And all those stats kind of make it an all-around okay Pokemon. I mean, just a very basic Horn attack can do a lot of damage, and the Bully was actually the one that outsped almost the entirety of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. He was a huge asset until he died. Very similar in the competitive scene. The bully was able to hold on to the NU tier from Diamond and Pearl all the way to Sun and Moon, where it fell to PU, and for the first time since Generation 2, it was so powerful in the PU tier, it got banned and sent to the limbo for a second time. However, I consider PUBL very different to UUBL. UUBL is genuinely just the saddest place in the world. PUBL is hilarious because it means you just bullied the ever-living crap out of children. It's a very humorous tier to be in, and it shows, even after the ridiculousness of power creep, a Generation 1 ball whose design aspect included 3 tails and that was it, who had, at the point we're at now, average stats, can exist in and be useful in competitive Pokemon. Never again a star, but always shining bright in the depths of the low tiers. And its Paladin form is actually RU, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. I do hope you have enjoyed, and I also want to give an extra big thank you to all the Patreon supporters. You legends make this possible. So a massive shout out to the small, medium, and big MagCar bros. We also do have the Patreon link down below if any of you are interested in supporting me. You don't have to, it's completely optional, but it would really mean a lot. Aside from that, we also do have the second channel, which will be linked down below as well, where I'm uploading mainly Nuzlockes and Pokemon Challenge related videos and stuff like that. So if you like that kind of content, definitely go and check it out. Finally, Twitch, live streaming every Wednesday, every Saturday. Stop by, say hi, and yeah, watch me probably fail live. And one last thing, why don't you subscribe if you're interested? I'd recommend it. Very, very good idea. Very good. Tauros would like it. Tauros would love it if you subscribed. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all later. Fare well. Once again, a massive thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. Get 3 months free by clicking the link down below.